We'll be introducing our next session with Eva Hideg. It's Welcome to the Spreading of Online and Interactive Foresight. It's a 30-minute session, and just like the prior, it'll be recorded. If you need any support or have questions or comments, please use the chat or the Q&A pod because all lines have been muted. So with that, I'll hand it to you, Eva.
Yes, thank you, the host. Welcome, host and everybody. I try to share my PPTs. Do you see it?
Brilliant. There it is.
Okay, okay. Uh, uh, Let me introduce myself at first. My name is Eva Hideg from Hungary. I am president of Scientific Committee of Statistics and Futures Research at the Hungarian Academy of Sciences, and I am Professor Emerita at Corvinus University of Budapest too. The title of my presentation, as mentioned, the host, spreading of online and interactive foresight activity. I think that my presentation have a connection to the previous presentation in some from some aspects. I'd like to tell some introductory thoughts. After that, to give two definitions and my thesis statements, and at the end, I'd like to underpin my statements by some examples selected from futures research and practice, fresh practice. My introductory thoughts. The subject the subject of my presentation is to show the new wave in the life cycle of foresight activity. This is the spreading of the online and interactive foresight activity in these years of 21st century. Its reasons are quickly or categorically changing environment of subject of foresight activities and a huge quantity of digitized data and text bases and new means or software architecture to carry out future research activity. I think about info communication technologies and AE as a new means. I should like to give two definition. Maybe it may be that you know about their or their content. You know about some thoughts and you know what they mean. The first definition, the digitization. The digitization is a process of making a physical quantity processable on a computer. And the meaning of informatization is very different from the meaning of digitization. Sorry, informatization is means the widespread use of new information and communication technologies that results in a fundamental change in the way a field operates. These new characteristics are generalized and embedded in theory of information society or interactive or network society. The essence of this definition is that informatization uh, uh, can change the way how you can operate in a new environmental conditions. Therefore, my statements in this presentation uh, is the next. I think that foresight activity becomes an online, real-time and interactive activity, which implies not only the use of info communication technology, but also the informatization of the whole process, namely a complete transformation of the way foresight is carried out in these years of 21st century. I will underpin my statement with practical examples um, um, selected from foresight research and practice. Uh, my first example uh, of a digitized process in future field, namely, I think that there is a very good example for digitation. The first word model carried out by Meadows and his research fellows during in the end of 60s and the beginning of 70s at the in the last centuries, as you see in 1972 their book was published in this year. Um, its characteristics are that are the following as data were digitized and solving equations and future calculation or model simulation were made by using computer at the ancient era of computer using and the search characteristics is that the outputs were evaluated by experts, by human resources, thoughts, and fantasy, and so on the right side of this slide, you can see the visualization of results of the standard run of this third word model. I don't want to speak about more about this model. This is only an example. It is a very old example. The next example for a digitized early warning system, the so-called map forecast. This is an unexpected results or good side effects of COVID pandemic, and it is made in the US in Georgia Institute of Technology and was based on continually updated big databases and these data are or were putting on the map of USA, assigning the hot points or emergency situations could suddenly come to be. Therefore, I don't think that this map uh, equal a forecast. It gives only some signs, early signs, how and when and in what places can break the pandemic. You can see this computer, right? Map predicts at home page. It lasts only two minutes and very useful to deal with the future and with the possible future. Uh, I I don't want to switch this link because I think we have not enough time to see uh, this video clip. Uh, the next examples uh, and the next two home pages will show um, can be used interactively in some at some measure. For example, I should like to mention Java climate model. It's operated by the Belgian Science Policy from 2000, and it represents interactivity between a user, a human person, and a computer. Uh, this interactive model simulation can be constructed and calculated by the users, and users can build scenarios on model simulations at world and region levels, and scenarios are visualized by the using of this computer model. The interactive simulation has of different levels from layerman to experts. This interval very wide. So if you don't use this model, you can read, you study the homepage, and you can learn how to use it, and you can use it. If you haven't any knowledge about this model. It's very interesting to use, especially for students, and it can be used in the education of futures research or foresight. Uh, the next example uh, is the homepage of Pardee Center for International Futures. Uh, this organization was funded by Denver University in 2007 for helping users and mainly students to make trend analysis, long-term forecasting, and scenario building. It represents uh, uh, interactivity between user and computer and among users or student. It works in hybrid form. It means the calculation are made offline on the basis of user's hypothesis. The user can build scenarios based on automatic calculation, and scenarios can be discussed in live small group workshop. This means that a human being has a very important role, or a group uh, uh, has a very important role to discuss or to shape possible and desirable scenarios. Uh, uh, my next example is uh, one of them, the real-time Delphi questionnaire developed by the Millennium Project. This questionnaire works mainly in online way. Main characteristics are interactivity between user and computer and computer, and among users by the help of computer. It means that you can experience multiply interactivity when you use or fill in this questionnaire. Uh, uh, the other characteristic that the questionnaire is topic oriented and filling in a real-time questionnaire by a voluntary interactive groups of different international experts and futurists. And participants reflecting on each other's answers and correcting their answer. As a possibility, you can do this, but before doing this, you can read the others. The answers of other participants. It's very interesting, and you have to work when you feeling then filling in this in a real-time questionnaire. After this phase, the project staff prepares future scenarios on a given topic, and this is a very good method to involve different experts and futurists and stakeholders to form or shape future ideas. And last, I want to mention a very good example for informatization. Another good example, this is an online and interactive scenario building process, and the evaluation of scenarios built by the use of text mining methods. This informatization was carried out by one of my PhD students named Mihai Retek, who has earned his PhD degree in 2023. As a result of informatization, the scenario building process has become online and totally interactive process. It makes possible to take part everybody from layermen to experts without knowing the scenario building methods because this informatized process teaches the participants and makes them totally interactive when they solve their certain part tasks or participated in this whole process. And the last important uh, characteristic of this solution for informatization. The artificial intelligence is integrated into online and offline working process. Uh, in a RETEC skill study, you can experience multiple interactions can take place among different computers, or you can use mobile phones and log in into the system and computers and or mobile phones and participants uh, and human participants. Uh, the scenarios can be evaluated by further developed text mining methods during which the connection between driving forces and different scenarios and inner consistence of every scenarios can be analyzed as a last phase of this work that is made or done by the facilitator or the staff of futurists. Among them, we can experience and you also can experience the spread of new form of communication about possible futures as Rabbi mentioned social media and so on. I don't want to speak about it, and I think that I can conclude to the next. When informatization becomes priority, building up early warning systems like map forecast, creation of online websites and workspaces, uh, and, and creating or carrying out interactive computer model simulation and creating scenarios based on simulation results and and participants which can be worked by hybrid way and spreading of online and participative surveying and scenario building and evaluation of the whole process and integration of artificial intelligence into online and offline working process and spreading of new online form of communication about possible futures can be experienced in foresight activities. I think I could underpin my statement and these solutions can help dissemination of futures literature. Uh, Thank you for your attention and I'm waiting your question and remarks. Thank you, host.
Thank you, Eva. I'm wondering where people can find more information about how you've used these specific tools. Is there more information on your university website or perhaps via your email address?
uh, we use this informatized uh, scenario building method in teaching foresight uh, uh, foresight classroom
Mhm.
and the students enjoy very much this way of thinking about future. They can use computer and mobiles they can discuss about what would be good driving forces as a main elements of scenario building after they write their scenarios. I can show this, but I didn't mention there is a working sheet. You can see some driving forces, and after choosing uh, two axes from the driving forces, they named their scenarios. This was or we use this two axis scenario building method and after that, as you see on the next slide, they write their scenarios. Every group work on their own scenarios. And after that, we organized a classroom in which during which groups presented their scenarios. Every group presents four scenarios, and after that they ranking and after discussion they ranking and at the end, it was clear what was the most desirable future and the most undesirable future of groups. And I think the expert also can use this working sheet. Good.
Great, thank you for that. I imagine this presentation will be shared um, to the public, I believe, afterwards, so people can look back and find the links there. Thank you so much for your presentation, Eva.